What's good, YouTube? You already know who it is. It's your boy Zay, Xavier Khalid, Mr. X. Just get the name correct so I know that you respect. Back with another video. If you didn't know, make sure you leave a like, share, comment, subscribe. Do what you do to know regular YouTube video. And today we are reviewing Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude by Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone. Now, quick synopsis of this book is that we are learning about the most important person, which is you, yourself, myself. And we're learning that we could attract these different things to us, in a law of attraction sort of sense, by having a positive mental attitude and repelling what's negative. Now, this book may come across as a little bit pretentious and may seem like it's privileged takes, because when it talks about negative mental attitudes and negative spaces, it kind of just suggests that you should have a positive attitude. But I say that you go into this book reading it with an open mind and read it from a law of attraction standpoint, rather than just reading it from I need to get out of my circumstances, my situations now, and I believe this book is what's going to help fix it. I believe this book can help fix whatever circumstance or situation you're in by giving you the right mental attitude, and it's also going to encourage you to take action. Whether that's taking action on your health, whether it's taking action on your finances, whether it's taking action on your ideas. This book encourages people to be creative. This book encourages people to use the law of attraction. This book encourages people to recognize who they really are deep down on the inside and ditch all the negative attitudes that attaches to them that makes them feel emotionally drained. This book also talks a lot about energy, and energy is basically what's being used to gauge where you are on this spectrum of whether you're positive or negative. If you're negative, you're going to be very drained, but they also talk about how to raise those vibration levels through basically kind of like fake it till you make it. You got to start using those words of affirmations, and then once you keep using those words of affirmations, once you kind of trick your mind, once you journal and write all of this stuff down and these ideas, then that's when your brain kind of has a snap moment, and then you're just in this flow state of positivity. Now, what I will say about this book is that it's not that much different from Think and Grow Rich. So if you have Think and Grow Rich, I wouldn't say that this book will be a waste of time to read, because it's still a great book. Don't get me wrong, it's still a great book. Though I think that this book just expands upon what was talked about in Think and Grow Rich. Another thing that this book does, that Think and Grow Rich does, is sometimes it leaves you off with very vague ideas around certain topics. Sometimes they might introduce a topic and it may seem like this is like real groundbreaking, but then they only scratch the surface and they leave it up to the reader to figure out and to actually go through the motions of experiencing themselves, which can be a plus, because you don't want everything handed to you directly. You want to experience some of these things, but they don't give full insight into everything, though they give full insight into other things which may not seem as important. Also, in this book, you're going to find that they believe that problems are a very good thing. So if you're in a negative mental space and all you see is problems around you, that just invites more room to create. And a quote that was left in this book, coming from Andrew Carnegie, is that anything worth having is worth working for. So keep that in mind, because they also talk about finding satisfaction within your job, finding satisfaction within yourself, finding satisfaction with the people around you, motivating other people, how to motivate yourself. So talking about all of these things really dwindle down back to the basic, which is the title of this book, Having a Positive Mental Attitude. All in all, what I would have to rate this book is probably 6.5 or 7 out of 10. Only because I already read Think and Grow Rich, and it's kind of like an expansion upon that, and it doesn't go into many details that are kind of like rich and that just comes solely based off of their own thinking. And a lot of it comes from stories that are being told from other people, and it gives a lot of perspective. Though the only thing that I have about that is that some of the chapters are mostly just story chapters. Though some pluses that I will have to give it to maybe bump it up to like a 7.5 is probably it having pilots at the end which break down a short synopsis of the chapter that you just read. And then also when you get to some of these chapters, it has different actionable plans that help you write down affirmations and create charts. And then it also has a success chart at the end where you mark off yes or no. So then you can go back to it and revise it and look at it again and again if you really want to, and if that helps you with your journey towards success. Though with this book being 5 parts or 4 parts, 4 or 5 parts, I'm gonna have to say that this book was a very easy read. So yeah, final verdict, 7 out of 10. I would say it's 7 out of 10. But that's gonna be the review for today, guys. Make sure y'all leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, do what you do in your regular YouTube videos. Been your boy Zay, Xavier Khalid, Mr. X's get the name correct, so I know that you respect. Free World Gang and I appreciate y'all rocking out with your boy. Keep holding it down. Saga continues. Peace. Love y'all.